All right. We are live right now, folks. It is another episode of the Tipping Point Morning Show. It is yours truly, Mr. Just As Joe, and my brother from another mother, Brother John. Yeah, man, we are ready. Are you ready, family?
Man, let's rock it, man. Let's rock it.
Let's go, y'all. Hey, it's another episode of the Tipping Point Morning Show. Let's get it.
All right, cue the music.
You are listening to The Tipping Point Show with your host, Mr. Just Ask Joe, John Yeah. Right here on WLOU. Stream it live on Facebook and WLOUonline.com. And now, The Tipping Point Show.
Hey folks, check out healthdaddywoww.net. 100% plant-based herbs and supplements. Whether you're in person or online, use the word tipping for 10% off. Remember, feel better, look great, healthdaddywoww.net. Remember, healthdaddywoww.net.
All right. Just get a couple commercials out the way. And remember, folks, that's healthdaddywoww.net. Want y'all to check them out. That brother just brings nothing but good vibes, good nutrition, good supplementation, all quality to the world abroad, but especially here in Louisville, Kentucky. We're blessed to have him. Man, when what's going on, man? It's Derby Day, brother. What's going on?
I'm not too excited about Derby. I'm always out of town on Derby. So as soon as the show's over, I bounce. I would rather be checking my traps and accounts in Cincinnati. Making my money.
I like that. Checking your traps.
Checking my traps. I mean, it's been 21 years in business. I have not been in Louisville during Derby in 21 years. All right. And so I don't. Yeah, and also, of course, I'm out of town every
GTFO.
Yeah, even
out.
The fuck out. Even the Thunder over Louisville. So I spend my time in Cincinnati hanging out, and I love what I do. I love checking my traps. That's what I like to call it. It's like my ATM machines.
Yeah.
So
I like that though. Check your traps. That's what's up. Hey man, well, we got a fantastic show. We're gonna do a little bit different format because we have a guest that is calling in from out of town, jumping in from out of town. She's taking care of some business, and we wanted to arrange things most definitely so that she can jump on and join us. But yeah, we have Lady Brazilianaire, brother. This is Heather Weatherspoon, and let me make sure I say that Weatherspoon, because I'm a stickler for making sure last names are correct, with my last name being Tapper. I've had English teachers and everything else. Them two P's make the A long, and they just don't get it right. They be like taper. I'm like,
paper.
Have you ever seen the word rapper? I use context clues, when I figure stuff out. But either way, man, let me just make sure I get that right. It is Heather Weatherspoon.
Oh, yeah. It's time to mix it up and get your glow, girl. I know that you gon' get it. You got so much.
We're gonna bring her to the stage here, Lady Brazilianaire. How are thou? How you doing, sis?
I'm good, and you?
Oh, I am fantastic. This is my host, my brother, Brother John Ya. John Ya, say something to the lady.
How you doing, lady?
I'm checking my traps from Miami. So hello, good morning.
There you go. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Absolutely. So, man, so I let me do this, okay? And I was thinking about this the other day, because her resume is pretty fantastic, right?
Yeah.
It's dope. And so I want to read it verbatim, right? Because and I want to get that out the way, and then let you, do your thing. We're gonna talk about it, but I definitely want to read this. All right, so this is Heather Weatherspoon, Lady Brazilianaire, the 10-year CEO of Exquisite Lens Beauty and Brow Bar, where she has been a licensed esthetician within the state of Kentucky for 12 years. All over the USA, she is known as Lady Brazilianaire because of her impeccable Brazilian waxing skills, where on average, she Brazilian waxes up to 90 men and women every week with her 3-strip Brazilian wax method. All right. She owns the Waxing Institute in Louisville, Kentucky, where she trains licensed estheticians and cosmetologists how to perfect the Brazilian wax with 3 waxing strips. All right. So I'm just thinking of holding 3 Band-Aids in my hand, just ripping them things up, boy. She owns, she's also the only woman of color who owns a cosmetology school in the state of Kentucky called the Exquisite Beauty Institute. Her media mentions include the Spa Queen magazine, rated Boujie Entrepreneur, right? SpaSho, Yes We Slay, and CKW magazines. She has also been featured on Fox News, CBS, NBC, and The Kelly Clarkson Show. She was the runner-up for the 2019 Power to Exhale Rising Entrepreneur, 2018 Best Esthetician nominee, and received the 2020 Spa Excellence Award, as well as the 2021 Best Spa Instructor. Hey, she's not playing, y'all. Wow. She is the author of 3 ebooks titled Getting Clients into Your Space, Turning Your Groupon Clients into Regular Paying Clients. Hey, now that's a serious one right there, because a lot of people opted out of Groupon because they couldn't figure that part out, how to get them into becoming regular customers there. So that's dope right there. I think a lot of businesses can utilize that. Her other ebook is turning your Groupon clients into regular paying clients, the money-making guide for salon professionals, and the power of budgeting and profit planning. Furthermore, she is also the author of 1 novel called Surviving Divorce While Making $100K. Woo! Let me just drop that right there, because
wow,
that right there, that's probably the longest that I've seen there in a resume. But it's all credible credentials. So, sis, please just take it from there.
Well, good morning, first and foremost. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you both. Just to be here is a blessing. It's an honor. I am checking my traps. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. It keeps me on my toes. I'm excited. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm healthy. And I'm happy.
That is awesome. Your resume, like, it dropped that. I think even almost sound like y'all have been working together to get that piece, right? You did that piece so well on her, right? But you carrying so many hats. You wearing so many hats. How you doing that?
Time management and discipline. Time management and discipline. When, of course, by being a business owner, this is no easy thing. And we work it to the best of our ability. And if you don't have time management skills and if you don't have discipline, it's going to succumb you. Yeah.
Yes, you also present you have a business mindset.
Oh yes.
Now how do you teach that?
Or even when you talk about how you teach that,
yes,
talk about how do you keep that for yourself.
I ask myself, and I ask my potential students, how hungry are you?
That's a great.
Because and when I ask that question to my potential students, because everybody wants to own a business, which I think is great. But some people aren't ready for the milestones and the hurdles that they have to jump. So I always ask to see if you are serious, because I don't want my time wasted or your time wasted. So I ask you, how hungry are you? Because the things that I'm going to teach you, you have to be ready. This is not an overnight thing. This takes time, patience, planning, sacrifice. And if you don't sacrifice, what you love will become the sacrifice. So you have to be ready. So I ask people, how hungry are you? And I
Let me
ask
ask you a question. What if you sacrificed?
time with my family.
Okay.
The first 2 years of my son's life, he's 14 now, I don't remember. And I know it sounds bad to say that, but in order for me to get to this point to where I can give him what my parents could not give me and not worry about it, I had to sacrifice my time with him. Now, if anything we both want to do or he wants to do or whatever, I can give him that time. I can take off for a week or 2 weeks or a month and give him that time.
I think that's dope, because I've had plenty of people, well, let me not say plenty, but I've had a few people, they are so gone off their kids that when it comes to breaking down, taking time to focus on business, taking time to focus on just other ways to bring more income in, it's like, my kids come first. My kids come first. My kids, and I get it. Believe me, we want to give it, but you sacrifice 2 years.
Yeah.
He's 14. So you're talking 12 years of being able to give him more time.
Yes. My son
just took 2 years.
Yeah, he's in private school. He plays lacrosse. My daughter's in private school. Trips, any whatever, and not just needs, but wants. I am now able to look at both of you and everybody and say, yes, I can now give my children. I can now do for my children what my parents could not do for me.
That's dope.
I'm now able to do that, and I'm happy. They're happy. They're healthy. I'm healthy, and we're good.
So you stand at this point right now, looking back, knowing that that was worth your sacrifice.
Yes, and even though it hurt, and it hurt, but yes, I can stand here before you and say, job well done.
When people come to you about starting up business, what are some of the mistakes they make when they first come into wanting to start a business? What's some of the mistakes people make?
Their business is not even structured correctly, or their business is not even created. They want to do so much and they want to go far, but when I ask for paperwork, they don't have it. And I'm like, how have you gotten here 4 years down the line in your journey, and you have no paperwork? You have no paper trail. You have nothing.
No, but when you say paperwork, what are you looking for? Are you talking about 3-4 years down the road, a person doesn't have a business plan? They haven't written it down?
They have no business plan. They have no S corp. They have no LLC. They have no tax ID. They have nothing. And I'm like, how did you get to this point and you have nothing? And better yet, they have no business credit, which is what we as a culture are lacking. You know, so this is what I ask how hungry are you? It's this, I'm giving you homework.
Yes.
I want this. I want this. I want this. Okay, but sweetheart, that costs money and you are broke. So what are you doing?
Yeah. You know, and I'm gonna say this, because I always like to keep it real in this show. You know, I put it out among some ladies that you was gonna be on the show, and I had some that, you know, they had a little issue, because they was like, you know, well, I seen a post from her where she, you know, was knocking somebody for not having that license and this and that and yada yada. And I said, you know, I said to myself, I said, hold up, I'm thinking about this, because I used to have a communications company years ago. Remember, I said I was from Miami, and so years ago in Miami, I had a communications company, and one of the issues that I was having was there was a lot of other communications companies that would hire illegal aliens and pay them dirt cheap money.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like they would do it. They would do that work, and here I am, you know, I'm paying regular top dollar industry standard, and these guys are able to do more, get more because they're doing something illegal. Their people aren't licensed, all that stuff. So I understood when you said that, and how you could say that could take money out of the business owners' pockets that are out there licensed and doing all the necessary things. Because if we could all just do it from our house, without a license and everything, and not pay the dues that we need to pay to be in business legally, then man, we all would be caking, extra, right? But so with that in mind, when you start talking about that, I know you catch a lot of hate out there, but I'm hearing confidence.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a certain level of confidence from you. So what do you say to that when you start talking confidence versus arrogance?
Nobody's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And majority of the time, 9/10 out of the time, we speak and don't think. And with age comes maturity.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have that mindset of a person higher up. Sometimes when I hear things like that, I go, okay, yes. And now, because of who I am and where I sit, it is what it is. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Do I harbor over that? No. Again, it happens in life. Things happen. So a lot of things that people bring to me happened 4, 5, 6 years ago. I'm not that person. I don't live in the past. I have to keep moving. If I stayed in the past, I wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now,
I acknowledge it and I move on.
Absolutely. And that's a strong business mindset, because with that in mind, people don't see the behind the scenes. They don't see the background. Everybody, especially our people, because
Yes.
we the music and everything has embedded in our psyche to just hurry up, get to the money and show it off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But there's work in actually building a foundation.
Absolutely.
In business. What was it that you did? Because again, we're talking about what you need to know to start a successful business. What was it that you did to start building the foundation? Because you said 2 years.
Yeah.
You sacrificed. So what did you do in 2 years that then allowed you to have 12 more freedom years with your son and family?
I had to humble myself.
Mm-hmm.
I had to stop thinking I knew everything. And I had to step back and remind myself, you're still a student.
Mm.
No matter how old you are, no matter about your credentials, no matter how long you were in school or whatever, you are still a student. You don't know everything. And I still don't know everything. So I had to revert back to when we were in school and our parents taught us what? Open your mouth, ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to put myself in rooms that I did not think that I would ever go to or think that I would be accepted in. My name is Heather. People already something else. So
I don't know too many sisters named Heather.
Right. So I had to humble myself. I had to come off my platform, which is hard sometimes, but I have to admit it, and I still have to do it. So I had to go back to my childhood, and I had to ask questions because I wanted to know. And when you show people that you want to know, when you show people that you want to learn, that you're ready and that you're hungry, they feed you. Mm-hmm. And that's what I had to do. And I still do it.
Oh, it's interesting. I'm feeling your energy. You have that go-getter type of teaching energy. I can tell that people can learn something. And here's the thing. You're supposed to be straightforward and hard, because there are some people won't get it, and that's fine. Like you said, you don't have time to waste your time. I noticed that some people in business, some people who want to start a business, or some people who have a business started it, but they don't have the mouthpiece, or they don't feel confident to talk about their business, right?
Yeah.
And so that stops them from moving forward. Another issue I find people in business, they don't have an answer machine. They don't, you call them, and they don't either have an answer machine. What that tells me about a person is that they don't want the responsibility to respond.
Exactly.
When you don't have an answer machine, when you sit there and start a business and you haven't fixed your phone to have an answer machine to pick up a call, what you're really saying is, I don't want to be responsible. And what that should tell the person who's calling you is that if you have a problem in trying to get your money back, you're going to be running into no answer machine, right? Yeah. And I also find that, and you probably ran into this in trying to get help, to hire somebody to do some work for you. The worst thing you can do is hire somebody that does it on the side, opposed to doing it for a living. Like you said, hungry. How hungry are you? I find people have side stuff that they do, but they work for someone else and they don't want to put all that information or that effort in that one thing. So they do it like a hobby, right? Yeah. And here you waiting on some work to get done, but they done took your work and put it on the back burner. And that is something that is hard to teach a person to stop doing, is to be responsible, pick up that phone, call people back if they called you, and just be able to speak about your business and what you do. And I know if somebody's sitting in your class, that's one of the things I'm sure they're lacking, is when they're watching you and you speaking so well about what you're offering.
And I give my students, tips and tricks on how to make their business better, because like you said, it's a lot of accountability that you have to do. Like customer service is one for our community. For some reason, I don't know, we lack customer service, and also like you said,
that's right.
If a person calls and they have a discrepancy or they have an issue with your brand or what have you, you have to be able to answer that. So, and I teach people, it's very important to have a team. When you grow, you have to grow. Your team grows with you. I have 2 teams, one in Kentucky and one in Texas. I have 2 in Kentucky and 1 in Texas. Those teams run my offices for me, and I'm in Miami.
There you go.
and that's absolutely dope. Customer service, I'll be honest, I thought that was like just common sense. I honestly did.
Everybody doesn't have it.
Nope. You're absolutely right. And in this day and age, common sense is dead. So
it's actually what it is. Actually, customer service is responsibility that a lot of people do not want.
Exactly. Exactly. And John, just like you said, people see us on the forefront. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. And you can get it. I think it's wonderful. I want you to have it.
Yes.
It's so many people and so much money. We all can eat and eat lovely.
Awesome.
But
we can't.
Got to do the work. If you don't want to do the work, you're not going to eat how I eat. If you don't work, you're not going to travel how I travel. If you don't want to work like I work, then you are going to be home and you're going to be miserable, and then you're going to be wondering, why I ain't get no money? Why am I broke? I want to do this.
It's hard to get people. It's hard to get people to even understand the idea of not spending any money for like a month, just so next month you can double up. I mean, it's hard.
And that's why one of my ebooks, Profiting and Budgeting, we don't do, and that's one thing I'm glad that my mother did teach me. She taught me how to budget my money. She taught me with envelopes. I used to hate it. And like, she's right. When we were kids, oh, mama don't know, she just talking. But as we get older, it was a reason why she's right. Exactly. It works. And I try to instill that into other people, but it's the mindset. They don't want to let it go. They're afraid. And I get it. It's okay. But you can't pray about it and worry about it at the same time. You got to do one or the other. What you going to do?
What about the advice of working your business and not paying yourself? People need to know, what does that mean when they hear that word?
It's almost like an oxymoron, really. Because you want to run your brand, your corporation, how they run it. But you don't want to do, you can't do, you have to do one or the other. It's very important. You still have bills to pay. You still have to eat. You still have children to take care of. You still have needs and wants. You still have to go vacation and go party. You have to pay yourself. And especially if you telling Uncle Sam what you're doing, he want to see it. You have to pay yourself. I love getting checks every week. I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, even I would say that even if you, I mean, because here's the thing, you know, with my accountant, he will, business wise, almost everything the business is paying for,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
even if it's if we got to cut a check to me, you know, weekly, then cool. That, I mean, that money might go right back into the business, but
Yeah.
like you said, Uncle Sam needs to see something.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm gonna tell you something, folks. It's like billions of dollars that big corporations avoid every year in taxes.
Oh,
But
yeah.
understand something. Congress makes and designs the tax laws.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of people in Congress have businesses.
Yeah.
So they design the stuff for themselves, but guess what? We all get the opportunity to take advantage of it, right? If we just do what we need to do. So even, you know, you get a good accountant, you're accountant, hey, listen, Joe, or whoever, we got to throw the IRS $100 every year to make sure that they see you on the books, you know, and make sure everything's copacetic, you know, but the business, you know, pays for everything. So, you know, when you start looking at that, what was it? What was your tipping point, in a sense, that made you say, I can do better. I got to do better. I can make this happen. I'm going to make this happen.
My tipping point was I wanted to prove my family, my mother, wrong. And you know, when we're kids, you cannot tell your parents. You can't say that. And I wanted to show her and to say, Mama, I did it. I wanted to do something that nobody in my family had ever done. Making figures. Mm-hmm. That was only if you worked at a production factory, or, you know, what have you. Or if you went to school and became a doctor. But to be on your own and make 100, who? And
so what you're saying is that some of your biggest haters were potentially some of the closest people to you.
Oh, and that's everywhere. And I remember now, about 6 years ago now, I told my mom, I said, I'm going to do it. She was like, whatever. So I gave her my tax return, and she looked at it and she said, whose numbers are these? And I said, Mama, that's mine. Said, I'll be damned, you did it.
You was breaking a generational curse.
Yeah. And John, when she looked at me, she said, you did it. You really did it. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she gave the papers back. She said, do it again. I said, and you know, like it's.
Go ahead, Mama.
It's not hard to make $100,000. It's not. The hard part is to keep doing it. And go
over
higher.
and over.
Over and
so
over.
Every year I go higher. And I look at her, and she's gone now. But I remember she looked at me and she said, I'm proud of you.
Great. Awesome.
And that to me, that was my piece. And I said, huh? She said, you did it. And you did it. I'm proud of you. Okay. You know, thanks. And I've been going ever since.
When a person's in an ideal, have you came across a period where they should give that up and do something else? Is there a time where you're doing something, you should stop and go try something else? Have you ever came across that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I do what we call beta test all the time.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that it's going to work before I invest more money into it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm constantly doing beta tests, and I like to do it with different ethnic backgrounds.
Okay.
Because what one like, somebody else might not like. Where this product or service might sell, it might not sell here. So yeah, I'm forever doing that, and now I'm quick to say, nope, do it again. Nope, try it again. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
You mentioned credit, which is a word some people are scared of.
Yes.
Some people don't even want to look at their credit score as though it's something that's going to make them depressed or something. I don't know. But but it's just a number, right? And
Yeah.
so when I know you came across people, the first thing you had to do is get them to look at their credit and work on that. It's not really hard to figure that out to be able to. Some people think having credit is bad. I know you have ran across people that says credit ain't everything. It's bad. It's not good.
Of course.
But from a business mind, we see it differently.
Right. And even like I said, when I teach business credit, people again get it confused. And I said, no, this is not personal credit. This is business credit. I'm using money that is somebody else's. And I make it very plain.
There you go.
And I'm very honest. When you go out of town or when you go shopping and you use your debit card, they laugh at you. I said, you are a joke to people. What do you mean? You're a joke. When you see higher ups or other corporations go out and use American Express or go out and use this and this, I said, that's the company's money. They're not using their money. All these flying on jets and taking trips and what are you doing? You are a business owner, remember? It is now time that you change your mindset and you start acting like a corporation, not a business. I'm a corporation. I'm a brand. So I conduct myself as one.
Wow.
And that's awesome.
That is absolutely awesome. Now, I know that you had some time constraints and such like that. So do you think that, give us one last thing before you go? Like, what would be the number one thing that you could tell us before you go for business owners when we start talking about this idea of starting a successful business?
Plan, save, pay.
Say that again.
Plan, save, pay.
And there you have it, folks. It's as simple as that. Go ahead.
Write everything out. Write it all out. You plan it out.
That's right.
You know you want this house. This house is $500,000. Okay. Save. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get that house, which means if I have to stop going to get Starbucks every day, if I have to stop eating out every day, I'm going to put a little bit back at a time. I'm going to give myself a goal, a timeline. And then when it's time for me to go and get that $500,000 house, I'm going to have the down payment plus some and interest, because remember, inflation. Plan, save, pay. Personal, business, relationship, plan, save, pay. And I promise you, you'll be better.
I found the number one reasons people have a problem in finances is their vices.
Yes.
Hanging out, smoking weed, going out in clubs, wasting money on jewelry and things. And when they could have really been stacking that money, investing that money. It ain't nothing to invest in stocks, to put money away to create, but people don't have the mindset for that.
They don't. They don't. And it's very sad. And I tell you what, one more thing. And I just talked about this the other day. Having sympathy for people. I don't have sympathy for people that can do for themselves. I have sympathy for people that cannot do for themselves.
There you go.
Children and senior citizens. If us in the middle, I don't have sympathy for you. During the pandemic, people said, well, Heather, are you going to close? Are you going to lower your prices? No, I'm not. Why? Because I watched so many people. I'm not just going to say our people. I watched so many people stand in line for a pair of shoes. I don't have sympathy for people. When you start having sympathy, then that's when you begin to get dragged down with the rest of them. And
Facts. That's a fact.
And you know what? Before you go, I want you to make sure that you let people know where they can find you at and all that good stuff. But I want to read a couple of these comments here. Speak Empress, great guest, great show. Hey, I love this brother right here, Ali. He's going to be on Truth Be Told Tuesday. Credit. I recently learned a lesson on credit. Many people borrow money to pay credit, but successful people borrow money to invest and make money. Well done, Heather. You did it. Congratulations. You getting thumbs up. Look, this brother right here, he was like, hey, Shaunus Monique sent me here. And then he dropped it when we started talking about closest people to you. He said, because the closest people to you know how to break your spirit down because they know you best. Hey, so you got to watch. You got to watch them people right there.
You do.
You know, they loving you out here.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, just nothing but love is out here for you. So tell people how they can get in touch with you, because you help with business credit. You you help with cosmetologists, estheticians, that 3 wax method. You know, I'm just thinking them 3 band, rip it right up. But how can people get in touch with you if they just want to just sit with you and pay you $500,000 on discount for $3.99 for 10 minutes of your time to sit and talk? How can they get in touch with you?
I don't know why my people are calling me. So you can follow me on Instagram at the Lady Brazilianaire.
Okay.
You can follow me on TikTok at Lady Brazilianaire. You can follow me on my business Facebook page at Exquisite Links Beauty and Brow Bar. You can follow me on LinkedIn as my name, Heather Weatherspoon. You can follow me on Snapchat at the Lady Brazilianaire. So I'm pretty much on all platforms.
Oh, we gotta have you back.
Absolutely. We're gonna have to have you back. Yeah, when you're not out of town taking care of business. And please let's talk about another time frame when you could be back. You know, it could be as early as next week. But we want to have you for a whole hour to hour to 2 hours, whatever, to just keep talking, because you got some good points here. And we can expound upon that. Absolutely. But it has been fantastic having you here on the Tipping Point Morning Show. Sis, we appreciate you. We love you. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You're welcome.
All right. Folks, that was fantastic. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and rip to a commercial. And then next up, we got Crypto Kenny with the crypto wrap up. So we will be right back, folks. It is the Tipping Point Morning Show. Habibi Trading Company, home of soap, sticks, and Saya Baba products. Over 400 locations at a store near you. Cincinnati, Ohio, Louisville, and Lexington, Kentucky. Southern Indiana, or find yours online at sayababa.com. Again, that's sayababa.com. Habibi Trading Company, where you can find fragrances to incite your senses.
Hey folks, check out healthdaddywownet. 100% plant-based herbs and supplements. Whether you're in person or online, use the word tipping for 10% off. Remember, feel better, look great, healthdaddywownet. Remember, healthdaddywownet.
You are listening to The Tipping Point Show with your host, Mr. Just Ask Joe, John Yeah. Right here on WLOU. Stream it live on Facebook and WLOUonline.com. And now, The Tipping Point Show.
All right, folks. Next up to the stage. And y'all know who this guy is. This brother right here is yet again. We got a lot of brothers from other mothers, sisters from other mothers, all that good stuff, folks. We all from Mother Earth. Right here, it is Brother Crypto Kenny here to join us, as usual, for the crypto wrap-up right here on the Tipping Point Morning Show. Brother Crypto Kenny, how you doing there, family?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. You know, you guys found a way for me to have always a great start to my Saturday mornings. I love that. I love the energy you guys bring, the knowledge you guys bring, and what you're doing for the community. I'm always here to support. And I'll be, when you guys get to the top, I'll be right there with y'all. Trust me. Y'all ain't going nowhere without me. You ain't going nowhere without me. You know what I mean?
We got you, bro. We got you.
Don't try to leave me at the airport. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's private jets.
Yeah. Well, let me just hop right in. I mean, first and foremost, the young lady that you guys had on the show, giving that type of energy, giving that type of information, truly powerful. You know, and that's what society needs, to see that, to hear that, to feel that, right? And you know, what I like to do when I come on the show is kind of, you know, coincide my business and crypto mindset with the topic that you guys usually have. And she mentioned a couple of things that stood out to me. And she said, you know, you are your own business. You know, it's when you act like a business owner, you have to identify all the things that make you successful. Communication, relationships, you know, how you plan your day, the structure of your day. But some things that I want to talk about, she mentioned about business credit and how wealthy people, you know, just live on credit for the most part. And what I wanted to share with you guys is if you understand how money works, and then you understand how you can have your money make money for itself, right? By investing into certain projects, that circular activity. If you find a way where you're making, I don't know, let's say 1% a day, right, on your money. I'm just giving you guys some examples. You're using crypto, you find a platform, you know, people that are helping you either stake or farm, whatever the case may be, and you find a way to make 1% a day. In a year's time, you just made a 365% increase on your money, right? So let's think about this for a second. If you have a way where you can make 360% on your money, 300% on your money, why wouldn't you borrow from an entity that's charging you only 5% payout in 5 years?
Makes sense.
No, think about that for a second. I'm a company, right? Let's just say I'm a company. My company makes $100,000 a year, right? And I have a way passively that I know my money works for itself, and I'm getting at least 1% a day, 300 to 365% a year. If I have the ability and my credit is good and my business is structured in a way that's constantly growing, I'm showing that it's consistent. If somebody can offer me $100,000 and only with a 5%, you know, payback in 5 years, in 3 to 5 years, why wouldn't I take that? Now I'm basically using borrowed money to put back into my investments to make more money. And the payback is peanuts. If you make 300% a year on your money, 5% in 3 to 5 years is a joke.
That's right.
Why do you think these billionaires and these millionaires and these CEOs and these corporations play this game? Because the bank is always going to give you money if you show that you can pay it back. The bank wants people to borrow money from them they can make their interest.
Yeah.
It's almost like, look, I'm going to take it to a street type of analogy, right? But I want you guys to stay with me. This is not to, you know, use an example that will redirect people's mind to doing something incorrectly, right? But let's just take a drug dealer that has, you know, 20 pounds of cocaine. He's ready to give it away with, you know, even, you know, get rid of this for me. Get rid of this for me. You know, you don't even have to give me money. Make money on it and bring me back the money. I'll give it to you. Why? Because he's trying to get, or she's trying to get rid of something to make more. It doesn't even, at that point, that game, they make so much money on what actually comes in that they could probably even take a loss. You know what I mean? From that standpoint, it's just the world that you live in. What game are you playing in your life? Now, obviously, I don't want anybody, that example was just so you guys could understand, even in the drug world, people have the same philosophy in terms of borrowing and lending and the benefits it does to the overall operational aspect of your business. That's the only reason I was bringing that example up. Now, if you take that same format, apply it to yourself, you can do some amazing things. Now, even if before you even get to business credit or anything like that, because that takes time to understand. It takes time to understand your value, how you're constantly growing your money, how you are as a business. What I wanted to share with people, just tying it back to crypto, if you are a business, some of the best things that you could do for yourself is leverage other people and leverage other opportunities. Meaning, here's what I mean by that. I know Joe. Me and Joe spoke about cryptocurrency, spoke about Bitcoin Campus. You know, he wants to educate himself on investing. He wants to become a better investor. Now, mind you, me and Joe, you know, I'm working with him as an outside consultant, and he's using Bitcoin Campus's resources to run a cryptocurrency investment resource arm in his own business structure, right? Let's try and follow me here. But guess what? Joe also has his show. So I get to be on Joe's show. So I'm leveraging my business through a relationship. You guys understand that? Now, that's an aspect of business that is very important for people to understand that they don't necessarily grasp, because it's hard for them to do that because of whatever reason, either the structure that they're in or they're not able to identify those things. So what I want to do is I'm going to first talk about maybe just an aspect of, I'll talk about NFTs, right? Real quick. And then I'll just talk about maybe I'm going to give you guys some books to read as well before I close, because a lot of times, you know, people give me credit for good communications. You know, I'm able to manage a lot. I'm able to work with a lot of different types of people, all different types of people. And I credit that to my ability to communicate and listen and learn, right? So, but what I want to do is talk about the NFT world and as it pertains to crypto, because I know we had my CMO on here before, Mike Douglas, and the conversation with NFTs may not have been that clear.
Correct.
But I'm going to speak in a different aspect of NFTs in the crypto space. So NFTs is a non-fungible token. It's basically the ability to program some sort of product or service through the blockchain that's programmed directly through the blockchain, so you can give it more value than, you know, you can actually own the value and offer the value.
Give us the definition. Give us the definition real quick of NFT.
Yeah, an NFT is a non-fungible token. That basically, you know, when they say non-fungible token, it basically just means it's it can be used as digital art to represent more value than just the arts, right? It's hard to fully explain the definition, but the concept around it is more so around community generating, communities. Like, we live in a world where, because of social media and the ability to network with people all across the world, you can now join communities, exclusive communities that make you feel welcome. The world has changed by this. Here's what I mean. 20 years ago, if I was, you know, into knitting, and I lived in a small town in Idaho, and I was the only person in Idaho that knitted, you know, I'd probably feel alone. I'd be like, man, nobody else knits like me. But because of social media, I can join groups all across the world that everybody in there knits. So now I have a community of people that are all doing the same things.
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying this is because the NFT community, the NFT movement, are just communities that are giving value back that normally couldn't have been developed without that type of digital programming. When you're talking about the blockchain and you're talking about giving resources or utility, now I may be saying terminology that you guys are not familiar with. If that's the case, you're going to have to join Bitcoin Campus through the tipping show. Joe will give you that information. We have a video library in there that goes over the different terminologies and what they mean. So, you know, to elaborate on, you know, if I speak on NFTs and then I talk about, you know, communities that are driving, you know, a purpose with utility, you would need to know what utility is. So the Bitcoin Campus Resource Center allows you to understand these definitions. right? And it may be something that's hard for me to explain real quick in a 5-minute segment. But what I wanted to try and clarify or try and get across to the viewers is that in today's society, it's all about movements and exclusive clubs. And NFTs are creating that and connecting that in a digital aspect and giving people an opportunity to raise money for projects outside of the norm. Like, let me try and explain this. NFTs is probably the most difficult thing in crypto to explain. And it's probably one of the most popular things right now. If you guys look at Snoop and all of these things with the metaverse and NFTs, it's all over the place, right? But as far as just understanding the details behind them, if you guys wanted to raise money for the tipping show right now because you wanted to take it to, let's say, Stars or a bigger production company, and you needed to raise, $200,000, there's different ways you could do it, right? You could do it on your own and then try and go through word of mouth and, just meet with different people and have meetings left and right. Or you can create a digital product that gives value back to your community, and your community can raise the money.
So basically what you're talking about the idea that the value for whatever said NFT/product lies in the hands of really the first person that pays for it and whatever they pay for it. And then the community continues to pay for it. Right. So,
exactly.
So if I got a bunch of condos and I say that one unit is worth $300,000 and somebody pays that $300,000, well, guess what? That solidifies the fact that all the rest of the units are worth $300,000. Right. But if I can't get nobody to pay $300,000, then maybe it's not worth that. Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about intrinsic value based on perception of stocks. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay,
what I'm talking about is the ability to give value on your own to raise capital. According to your example, it would go something like this. You have properties. Each property is $300,000. You have 4 of them. In your mind, that's, what is that? 1.2 million, for all of them. You want to raise $1.2 million, right? So you could pay off the properties. So what do? You could just say something like, look, the Tipping Point Morning Show or Joe has these properties. You buy this NFT. The NFT will not necessarily be a specific amount. It will correlate with the price of the coin that's associated with it on blockchain. So I'll give you an example. It may be something like 0.056 Bitcoin to purchase this NFT, right? Your NFT may be the utility behind it, right? Now, utility is important to understand. Utility is just
the functionality,
utility is just the value behind whatever it is that you're sharing. So let's just say your utility on that NFT for those apartments that you have. If somebody purchased, let's say, that NFT, that it could be a picture of the apartment, right? Let's a corny picture of a painting. You call that an NFT. Somebody buys that NFT for, let's just say, $600. The equivalent is $600, whatever 0.0 whatever Bitcoin is. It comes out to about $600 today, because Bitcoin is maybe 38 to 40,000 today. If it goes to 100,000, right? That $600 is now worth $1,200. You get what I'm saying? So the entry price will be dictated by the market. However, if you give a utility a specific value with that NFT and you say, look, anybody that purchased this NFT can be able to stay at any one of these apartments at least 4 times a year. You could choose, and you stay in there for free. Because you purchased this NFT for $600, you have access to my apartments. All you got to do is fill out a form, and then 4 times a year you could take your family there and spend at least 3 days, at that apartment. Now somebody will be like, "Whoa, that's something." I like those
value to the NFT.
Exactly. You could also say, look, if we also do any tipping point, events or tipping point apparel, if you own this NFT. You get free entry, or you get a free shirt whenever we do that. So, I mean, I'm just giving you guys examples of what somebody would do to create more value and leverage what they have already to raise capital.
Okay.
You do something like that, you have a good viewership. They say, whoa, I'll spend $600 for this NFT for these apartments. I travel 2-3 times a year. I'll use one of those places. One of them is in Florida. I'll buy it for $600. Now you get a bunch of people buying it for $600. The prices go up, the value goes up because people are like, whoa, this thing actually is worth something. So going back to what you said before, now value becomes higher because people are recognizing that it actually has real value just because of the fact that people are buying it. They may not even look at the utility. They're looking at the fact that they're getting sold. So so if you had 10 of them and 8 of them get sold, those 2 are even more valuable. It's like, yo, we only got 2 left. So it's like, damn, I want one of those.
Correct.
So, the supply of things, the total supply, and that's another thing that you guys will need to look at in crypto to understand the increased value of something. Again, join Bitcoin Campus through the Tipping Point Morning Show so you don't get left behind with this type of verbiage. This is where the world is going. We're going in this direction.
You know what? I'm gonna do something. And then I want to come back to you real quick, so don't go nowhere. But I'm gonna say right now, it's 9:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. By 10:05 a.m., whoever tags the most people in the comments section here, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a free Bitcoin Campus membership. All right, whoever tags the most people, all right, whoever tags the most people in the comment section here, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a free. All right, now let me explain what this is. All right, so it's you got 2 ways that you can pay to become a member of Bitcoin Campus. You could either pay $180 one time, right, and that's a free lifetime membership, right? So you got Telegram access, which new owners of new NFTs and different digital money are brought to this platform, Zoom calls and all type of stuff that you can get on, right? Information, different leaders that you have access to learn from. It's all there. That you've got the Facebook
sophisticated
group.
website. Yeah, sophisticated website.
Absolutely, your own sophisticated website. You also have the media library that has a plethora of information, right? That you can. I mean, I'm telling you, you can sit there and watch video upon video upon video upon video upon video of stuff. So it's 10 o'clock now. By 10:05, whoever tags in the comment section the most people, I will go ahead and give you. Because the other thing is $25 a month, and then after a year, right? Then you have a lifetime membership.
Lifetime access after that.
So there's 2 ways to join. If you don't have the upfront 180, then you can do the $25 a month for a year. All right. With that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and give a free lifetime membership because I was awarded a free lifetime membership for some of the work that I did sharing with this. So I'm gonna give that back. Now you got some people asking
and
about,
also on top of that, Joe, whoever wins that, I'll also set up a 1 hour's worth of consultation to make sure that they understand how to use the membership and understand crypto at their level. So I'll take an hour to spend with them. So you could just let me know who it is. We can organize the time, and then not only will they have access to the services and the resources, but I'll also spend an hour of my time to make sure that they are properly set up. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to put that out there as well.
Absolutely. So I want you to do one thing. Give us something real quick. I mean, because you've given us a lot, but in reference to what you need to know to start a successful business, what would be one thing that you could say to that?
One thing you need to know in order to start a successful business, I would say, is that you need to know that the world will assist you if you have no fear.
So have no fear.
Meaning that whenever you start something, there's going to be anxiety. There's going to be nervousness. There are so many miracles that happen in my life because I just do. And then God meets me halfway. I can't explain to you some of the success I've had, some of the deals I've closed, some of the relationships I have right now. I can't explain that to you. There's no formula for it. There is no, okay, well, I did this and it worked, because I do these things all the time and it doesn't always get the same results. So how do I do something and then eventually get a massive result? It's because the universe is meeting me halfway. I'm putting it in place. You have to put it in place. It's like the old saying, you know, what is it? Field of Dreams. You know, I'm showing my age right now. Like, I don't know, what is that old baseball movie with Tom Hanks or something? I forget what it is. Don't worry about the actual movie references. But there was a quote that says, "If you build it, they will come." And that always stuck with me. So a lot of times when you say, what does it take to, you know, to start a successful business? It takes the courage to just start, and the no fear that you're going to be success, and you will get help from the universe. You know what I mean? But again, there's a lot of parameters in that. You asked me one specific question, so that's the best answer I can give. What I can say is educate yourself, right? You know, most people don't take education serious. They want to take shortcuts. You know, it's like if I tell you a book to read, somebody wants to read the back of it and say, "Hey, I read the book." No, you didn't.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's only for high school book reports.
Yeah. I did it in high school too. I wasn't interested in those books. You know what I mean?
I love Dare and them little personal pan pizzas. You know what I mean? I had to write a book report, so I read the back. You know,
exactly. You could get away with that in high school. Right. You won't be able to get away with that in life outside of high school. You know, the reason I'm able to communicate the way that I am is because constantly reading a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Got that.
By Dale Carnegie.
Yeah.
That book allows me to always adjust my communication skills based on what I'm trying to, you know, what the outcome, what I'm trying to, the best possible outcome for me. I'm able to weigh that quickly in my mind. You know, whether I debate with somebody, whether I'm communicating with somebody, my mind works in a way of supreme communication. And we spoke about this last week when we talked about sometimes, you know, we can blame the police for, you know, malpractice, but the power of communication, a lot of those things can be avoided. And I'm not saying all of them. You got some evils in the world that can't be avoided. If you know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Correct.
But what I'm trying to say is the power of communication can make a situation totally different. Here's an example. I'm in a club. Somebody steps on my sneakers. You know, they look at me. I could look at them and say, "Yo, dude, what the F, man? Why you step on my sneakers, bro? These are brand new Jordans. What are you doing?" Or I could say, "Yo, I'm in a club. People step on sneakers." You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even going to pay any attention. I'm not even going to look at him. I'm going to just keep walking. Now, you know, I go, look, your sneakers are scuffed anyway. Arguing with the guy about a scuffed sneaker is not going to clean them. You could go to the bathroom and clean them. Yeah. Arguing with the guy can probably get you jumped.
Yeah.
Could probably get you shot.
Hey, no, back in the day, it would get you jumped. Now, it might get you shot. You know, and the stupidity of it is really you just showing, I don't know, how much money you don't have. Like, you know, I gotta keep these sneakers clean because it's my only pair, and I don't have no more money to go buy another pair of these sneakers that you scuffed up. Hey, bruh, let me just say this, man. You bring so much value to the table. You got a question here. What is the name of that book? Can you repeat that one more time?
It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Basically, Dale Carnegie at one point was he was the owner of Carnegie Steel. Back in the day, he was one of the richest men in the world, and he was able to have so many relationships that people couldn't understand. Like, even people that didn't like him did business with him because his communication was so powerful. So what he did was he put all the details in a book of the different laws of communication. And he supported it with examples, and he told the people that read that book, read each chapter twice. Now, that book saved my life because our own ego, our own experiences will make us interpret situations that are not even. You see, that's why I like you guys. You see what I'm saying? I never even knew that.
Hey,
and it's right there in hands
No,
and arms length.
I'm a reader, baby.
yeah, John stays a student. You know what I mean? Even when I think when we was having any conversation about crypto, anything, he went and ordered a bunch of books. You know, this brother right here. If you ever pull up on John, which you gotta be a special person to be able to even do that. You know, I see myself as a special person, and I can sometimes pull up on John. I don't make it a habit, but hey, I done pulled up on him. Bro, this brother would be sitting there, you know, chilling, book in hand, you know, bowl of oatmeal in the other. And so he's nourishing his body, he's nourishing his mind, you know, some green juice in a hey, you know, he gets it. So you know, that's what's
leaders
up,
readers are leaders.
That's right.
Right? You know, a lot of people look at my personality and they can't put my finger on how I'm able to switch up and be in so many different environments. You know, I could be in a football crowd, I could be in the streets, I could be in a boardroom, I could be, you know, around white people, Indian people, Spanish people. I could blend anywhere. And the reason I'm able to do that is because I take my personal development so serious. Most people don't. Most people have never read a book front to cover.
You said it right there. Take your personal development serious. You know, a lot of people have so many vices, you know, and maybe they don't even have so many, but they have vices that keep them from focusing on personal development. Yo, it's cool if you like to smoke a little weed, all right, whatever you want to do. But man, don't let yourself be doing that more than you are focused on your own personal development. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, it's crazy.
It's like he said before. He said some people have vices. They smoke weed, they drink, and it messes up their lifestyle into getting into business and so on and so forth because they have no discipline. You know, I'm going to be frank. I smoke weed or marijuana, you know, whatever you guys want to call it, herb. And, you know, they say it can kind of destroy brain cells. I guess so. You know, there's all kinds of different aspects of it. But again, when I was younger and I thought about this, I said, wait a second, if I enjoy this thing that kind of gives me a little bit of peace in a recreational environment, and it supposedly destroys my brain cells, I need to read more so I can build up my brain cells. There needs to be some sort of balance to this activity that I'm doing,
and
so
and
that
that's
I can.
That's all we're talking about, bro. It's just balance.
Yeah.
That's it.
Balance.
You know, you can't, again, don't be sitting there focused on your vice more than you are focused on yourself truly, right? So personal development is always important. So before you go, man, hey, let's see, for real, bro, that's deep right there. You need to be a motivated stoner. I like
everybody tells me that, but then next thing you know, you see me on Facebook Live smoking a blunt, and then it's just like, I'm like Charles Barkley. I'm good some days, and some days I'm bad. You know what I mean? So, today I'm good. So listen to me today. Tomorrow I could be arguing about Kevin Samuels.
Today you're not calling nobody out on social media for being fraudulent about their bank accounts, right?
Exactly.
Hey, I like this brother. He speaks with confidence because he knows his business, and that's what we're talking about, folks. And shout out, let me just, I'm gonna shout everybody out, bro. Listen, having you as an addition to the show, we started out as sometimes it's a 5-minute crypto wrap up. Sometimes it's like, just rock with us because we moving. John, throw something out there. Let's throw something out there, man. The people want to hear something, man. Give us something.
Hey, do we have a winner on the list?
Oh, yes, we do. As a matter of fact, let me just say this right now. Shauna's Monique just made sure she just sealed it.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
All of that. And then she came back and did some more before 10:05. She just kept coming with it. And, a couple other people did a few, but I'm going to just say that Shauna's Monique, she definitely won this. And if you were not here to hear that contest. It was whoever tagged the most names by 10:05 in the comment section here will get a free Bitcoin Campus membership. So we are going to get you set up. No worries. We got you, Shauna's. Hey, and just so y'all know, that's I haven't been to her in a while, but she's a dope hairdresser. If you need your hair plaited or twisted, Ken, then she's got you. She might be able to do it with the short hair, and just it might hurt though. I'm just playing.
Your hair is long enough. If she got skills, then she'll be she'll be able to
man,
do your hair.
She's got skills. She knows. She's looking. She's gonna hit me up, be like, Joe, is it time to visit? Time to visit, Joe. But yeah, it's it because I'm getting out there. I'm gonna do my locks and all that stuff. I'm bringing it back. I'm gonna bring the Jamaican side. The Jamaican bloodline is coming out. But yeah, Shauna's Monique. She won, and we're gonna make sure that she gets this Bitcoin Campus membership for free, and we got you covered.
As far as Joe, just make sure she goes through the Tipping Point channel. When she goes, and she just make sure she registers. Don't enroll. So register with your Gmail. Let Joe know what your email is. He'll get that over to me, and I'll just activate your account. I'll put you in the Telegram group, and we'll schedule a one-on-one plan of action call, so that you know how to maximize the resources that you have, and also improve your education with crypto, or depending on where you are in the journey of cryptocurrency, we can actually help you with that. So
absolutely.
I love this show, man. I love the audience. I love the movement, and the fact that this brother just put how to win friends and influence people right there in arm's reach. Like he just pulled it up, like, yo, boom, this is it right here. That says a lot about our partnership, our relationship, and our journey. He understands the value of personal growth. That's why he's able to create a platform like this to educate the masses, because he takes it serious himself. Yeah. And that's why I take you guys serious. And I'm just blessed to be a part of this movement. I'm blessed to be alive, man. I take every day serious when I wake up in the morning, because some people don't make it.
Absolutely, man, brother. Appreciate you coming on, and all that good stuff. If you want to stay and rock, that's cool. Is that cool with you, John?
It's all cool with me. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Now
I'm good until about 10:45. So yeah, I don't know how long you guys are going, but yeah, I'm good until 10:45.
Yeah, we're gonna play around for a little bit. I bad terminology, not play around, but we're gonna talk for a little bit more. Shaunis, I want to let you know that in the comment section there is the tippingpointshow.com/partners, and you'll see the Bitcoin Campus and Tipping Point Show logo. You can click on that and you can go ahead and register. But he said don't enroll, just register, and then shoot me your email. Now, just the same, I did message you in Facebook Messenger as well, that link. So at any point you can click, you can go ahead and sign up, and you can message me back the email that you use to sign up, and we'll get that over to Ken. And which Ken is a master digital internet creator dude. So like, a lot of what you see going on with the Bitcoin Campus, that's all his thing. That's all his platform. That's what he created, the turnkey website, all of that stuff. That's that, and it's so dope.
Outside of Bitcoin Campus, I run a web development company. My team is in India, so we build comic books, websites, apps, video games. So Bitcoin Campus is actually one of our projects in our portfolio. Probably one of the most successful at this current time.
Absolutely. Rolling right. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. In the message here, you can go ahead and click on that link, or just type in the tippingpointshow.com/partners. You will see the Bitcoin Campus and Tipping Point Show logo. Click it. You can register. And like I said, folks, even in register now, Shauna won the free one, but you're talking pennies on the dollar. This man did not make this hard to get this information. It's either upfront $180 or $25 a month. Now, here's what's dope. Y'all want to know how I won that free membership to give away? Here's what I did. Bitcoin Campus has a Facebook group, which right now anybody can go to that Facebook group. Now, with that being said, if you give the details on how many people you got to invite.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that you even remember that. Is you know, it's not even at the forefront of my thinking right now. But in the way that I built this business, I created the marketing channel inside of it. So what we do is we actually pay people inside of Bitcoin Campus to invite people to the Facebook group. So if they invite their friends or family, and let's say 10 or more people join, I pay them Bitcoin. So let's say 10 people accept, I pay them $10 in Bitcoin. 25, I pay them $25 in Bitcoin, all the way up to $200. And we were actually doing a promotion. That's the normal. That's built into the structure of the company. The way that you won, Joe, was we were doing a promotion where anybody in that week that did 50 plus invites got a free lifetime membership. So I think you did that twice. You got 2 lifetime memberships that you have. So this one, Sean is going to be able to get, and the other one is in your back pocket. You know, if some people start, you know, bugging you about it, you know,
it's good to hold things in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Hey, so John, I want to know, brother, you know, as we talk about this conversation, what you need to know to start a successful business. Lady Brazilianaire was just a powerhouse. Right. And she gave us a lot of nuggets, and I love her energy, and definitely we're bringing her back real soon. I hope. But we'll talk about that. What would you say, you know, when you start talking about what you need to know to start a successful business, John?
You know, my advice is always about mindset. Where's your mindset when it comes to, you know, you can say, I have a business, I want to start a business, but where's your mindset? And what do I mean when I say that? Is that, what do you think of yourself right now? So I had a conversation with someone, a random conversation, and she said, you know, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what my purpose is, you see. So you really got to find your purpose. And once you find what is your passion, that's your purpose, your passion, what it is you love doing that you would do free, right? And see, those things is the way you can find a way to create a business, because here's why. No matter what business you are in, it's about service, serving other people. There is no business that's serving self. It's always about service. So in other words, for a salesperson like myself, depending on who you're selling to, if you're selling to a consumer, then what you need to sell is a quality product that says it does this for your skin, blah, 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 because that's why they're buying it. But if you're a salesman to another salesman, then the objective is money. It's how much money they can make off your product is the way you reach that piece. So I tell everyone to study your craft, what it is you're doing. Also study the competition in your craft of what you're doing. Study their market, study how they charge, study their product, look and see what you can do different than what they're doing. I tell everyone, don't ever be afraid to ask for what you think you're worth. Never be afraid. There's a book called The E-Myth, The Entrepreneur Myth.
I read that one too, brother.
Yeah, The E-Myth is an extremely good book for people who starting business, and it gives you all the things that businesses fail when they're trying to do. Because here's the thing, this is not no easy task. Only 5% or less than that of business that really survive. So let's give you an example. Out of 100 businesses that start in the first year, less than 20 will make it, right? And of that 20, out of 5 years, only 4 would make it, right? So you're talking about 4 businesses out of 100 that will really survive. So most business fail, but here's why you can understand how to stop that business from failing is to truly study your craft. The book, The E-Myth, will give you all the details that you need to look for before you want it. Business ain't for everyone. But you really got to do a good study on your product, how to ask for what you think you're worth. And right now, what I'm studying with, and I've been in business for 21 years, have had a product that my margin was so great that I was eating cost to where I didn't have to raise the prices of my products up until this year, right? So my
after 20 years, that's
out of
dope.
21 years, right? Because my margin is huge. So that margin allowed me to eat certain costs without me having to raise my product, because here's why. There's this thing called guerrilla marketing. And there's a book called Guerrilla Marketing, right? So what is guerrilla marketing? What that means is that when I started my business, I wanted to look at my customers, or not my customers, my competitors, and what they were charging. Guerrilla marketing teaches you this. When you come into a market, lower your price than everyone else's. And that's interesting because that could also destroy your business. So you got to know what you're doing if you're going to undercut other businesses and their prices. You do it for a number of years until you run those businesses out of your market. Then you raise your price up. So this guerrilla marketing was one of the tools that I used to get my products in over 400 accounts right now today. Because and all that time I was building it up. So this is the first time I actually have to raise my price. Because of everything coming in from overseas and all my products having different prices to it, meaning that I have bags, labels, jars, chemicals, and all those have different prices just for me to make one product, right? So understand your craft, your business, and it's nothing wrong with if you do work for someone. I want you to look at this word entrepreneur. I know a lot of people got their own spin on what the word entrepreneur means, but it actually just means visionary, one who has the vision. Because if he has the vision, then he has to incorporate 5 points to be able to successfully run a business. That's number 1, he must be a salesman. Number 2, he must know how to market his business. He must have the technician. The technician is the person that puts the product together. He must have an accountant. And lastly, he must have a management, right? All the other compartments reports to the management. The entrepreneur is the visionary. Now, he can run all those pieces if he wish, or he can delegate those authorities out. But here's the interesting part. The bottom line is profit. So imagine if you're working for someone, you actually have a job, then you can look at yourself as an entrepreneur. Here's why. You're giving up a service, which is your work for pay. At the end of the day, after you pay all your bills, your car, your gas, your money for lunch, everything you spend on that day, did you have a profit, a surplus at the end? If so, then that's what you're working towards. You're working towards having money left over so you can put it somewhere else and invest somewhere else to create other income while you are working for someone getting money. People who work for me, I don't really call it work for me or employees. We're on a team together. We're all trying to get a piece of this so that we can take our money and invest over here and over here so that we can become more self-employed to where we can make moves on our own. So I tell anyone, if you're working for someone, don't look at yourself as down. Don't give up on yourself and think, oh, you're not nothing because you don't own a business. Look at yourself as a business inside yourself, offering a service to someone that you are employed by. But what you do with that money is the key, because here's the thing, even in that, you're going to have to learn how to live beneath your means. Never overspend and to where you are living check to check. That's the worst thing. There are millionaires right now who are living check to check, right? And so if you can look at their bank account, they're spending out more money than they're actually bringing in, but they're millionaires. So what is the millionaire mindset? The millionaire mindset is to believe that you are great and there is nothing else that's greater than you. What happens when you do that and you have that mindset? The universe answers you, and it makes that validated. It says, you say you're a businessman, you got this. The universe says, okay, we're going to make it happen for you, and we're going to appear to that, right? Because I believe in this electromagnetic field around us. Your thoughts will attract what you are. So who you are right now, your thoughts have attracted the universe to give you that. And more important, get away from the poor mindset saying you're broke and you're poor. That's the worst thing you can tell yourself. I don't care if you got a dime in your pocket. Never say you're poor, because what that means is you without any hope. If you got fingers and toes and you can talk and walk and smell and eat and pick something up, you are wealthy. You are wealthy because all the wealth in the world can't do none of that, right? So you got to understand your mindset. That's what you call having a millionaire mindset, that you are worth more than any gold on the planet. That right there, my man, will get you anything you want in life.
Hey, you know, John, that's a great segue. I want to share this, and if if there's any part of this, specific part of this, but I want to play a few seconds of this video right here. You know, you sent me this first thing this morning, and VYBO is a channel on YouTube that I subscribe to, and pretty much every last one of their videos, because I love what they did. Even when outside of the affirmation videos, they took a lot of Napoleon Hill, a lot of Dale Carnegie. They took a lot of different motivational speakers, and they merged it with some visuals, right? Because we're trying to, tap into this pineal gland, right? And tap into that subconscious visually, and then through your ears, hearing as well. And then you start talking, 432 megahertz music playing, or what have you, 532, and all these different megahertz of music playing to help this stuff get embedded into your psyche. Is this a good time to segue into that, John? I'm gonna share this real quick because you said it. You talked about that money, so I'm gonna show y'all this real quick, and we just gonna
Income grows higher and higher every day. My bank balance increases every day. I have a millionaire mindset. Every day, I attract more money. I am focused on becoming rich. Attracting money is easy. I love having money. The more value I add to others, the more money I make. Ideas come to me of how to make even more money. I am the type of person that makes a lot of money. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Everything I do makes me more money. I do what others won't so I can live like others can. I think like a millionaire. I act like a millionaire.
So when we talk about that, why is that so important, and how does it relate to business?
Well, in a sense, what you're doing is, I give you an example. 80% of our lives are habitual, meaning habitual mindset, right? Because it was programmed that way through the theta wave mindset, to where our low vibration was low. And this is when information is coming into the brain subconsciously. It's pay attention to commercials and stuff. All these things are information that is in tune into your brain cells, right? The number one problem with most of us is that we lack the attention. We lack the understanding to pay attention and stay focused, because why? There's so much shit out here to get you off your focus from what you're trying to achieve. So here's the thing. The ideal is to create a new mindset in the subconscious mind by using affirmations or listening to stuff while you're riding that's telling you that you are wealthy, right? To where your subconscious mind makes it work for you easy, to where now money just flows to me very easily, because I'm always thinking of success. I'm always waking up with a thought of success, and I go to bed with the thought of success. Never do I go to bed with any worries or thought about what, no matter what happened in the day that I did not like. I never go to bed with that. I always go to bed with the abundance that I'm an abundant, that I'm a master at what I do, and I'm a thinker, right? I wake up that way, same way. But also I listen to affirmations. I have my own affirmation that I listen to at night while very quietly inside of a 432 wave of music. And that's very important, right? So you got to understand this technique. We were never taught this in school, of how this technique works in the back of the subconscious. This is why people like Napoleon Hill and Bruce Lipton, who was speaking on this level about the subconscious mind, we don't get. And this is why we're so caught up in the stuff that's on the news. Every time you look up, there are distractions to take your attention somewhere else, when you should be focusing on what you need to focus on. I tell everybody, turn that fucking TV off. Listen, that's number the worst vice. That's the number one worst vice in the house.
Say it like you said it before. Turn that dumb box off.
Turn that motherfucker off, because you're letting it play, and study subliminal messages. If you don't believe it, study it. Why do you think make people spend billions of dollars on billboards to put on highways when your ass is really supposed to be paying attention to the road. It's not for your mind. It's for your subconscious mind. See, the thing about it is the subconscious mind sees everything and hears everything, smells everything. You're paying attention to the road. Here's a Coca-Cola sign going past. You didn't see it, but your subconscious mind saw it. And guess what it'll do? It'll trigger you to have a craving for Coca-Cola. So now at next stop, you get ready to pull over for gas, you're going to get you a Coca-Cola. It's called subliminal messages. Back in the 50s, they banned subliminal messages in movies. There was a little clip inside the movie. You didn't see it during the whole show. It was a one frame. And it may show popcorn real quick like that, right? It goes right to the subconscious. You didn't see it. You was watching the movie, right? But the movie had one frame that you didn't see that showed the popcorn that make you get up. And they banned this back in the 50s. Google it, look it up, and you'll see where our mindsets are and why we walk around with this poor mindset saying we broke. I ain't got no money. And the universe says, okay, fuck it. Nigga, you are broke and you ain't got no money. And then you walk around wondering why. You blame the white man. No, it's you.
John, let me actually jump on, just piggyback on that. I actually got to go in 5 minutes. I got some people calling me. I'm supposed to be in a business meeting, but this topic, I that's why it's so hard talking to you guys, because I end up wanting to stay so long. There's another book out there called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It's the very first book that I read from cover to cover. I read it at the age of 23 when I started to take business serious. I've been reading ever since. Went all through high school, all through college, doing the, like Joe said, they're reading the back of the book, reading maybe the end of a chapter and then writing a paper and, trying to wing it. But I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad cover to cover, and it changed my life. I'm just going to take one thing that he says in there that you'll see how powerful this is. And it talks, and John's kind of like alluding to that. Most people go in their life and they say, I can't afford that. Oh man, that car, I can't afford that. Oh, that house, I can't afford that. Wow, that watch, I can't afford that. Man, you go into the Knicks game, man, I can't afford that. So when you, just like John said, if you keep sending these signals to your brain, I can't afford, you're weakening yourself. Your brain is like a magic lamp, and there's an energy that's connected to the universe that goes hand in hand with your brain. Your brain communicates with the universe, and it makes things happen. That's how you can meet people out of nowhere, because you're connected to a brain wave or an energy wave that will, if they're thinking the same thing, it'll eventually cross paths in the energy, and you guys will spark a conversation, and then you'll be like, whoa, I feel like I've known you for years, or I feel like we're on the same. That's basically because thoughts are things, just like music is a wave, right? Musics are phonetic waves, right? They can actually, a loud noise can break a window. Think about that.
Right. That's why if you have an invention or something, you gotta jump on it quick, right? Because if you got an invention or something like that, you sending out brainwaves. Guess what? If you don't jump on it quick, somebody else is gonna jump on it, because they are on the same wavelength and they will connect. They will hear that invention. It will get downloaded into their brain, and they will act on it before you do. People do not realize how serious this matrix is. This is a matrix, folks. I promise you. I'm telling you, it's a freaking matrix, and it happens so subtly.
To wrap up what I was saying, when you get to a point when you're saying like, I can't afford, if you start changing that to how can I afford, watch how your life changes. Instead of saying I can't afford that car, change it to how can I afford that car?
Or I will afford it.
It goes, your brain on one statement, your brain shuts down and moves on to the next category. The other statement, your brain will focus on that category and then start thinking, what are ways that I can do to get a $50,000 BMW or Mercedes Benz or $100,000? And guess what? You may say, how can I afford that car? Wait a second. If I can get 4 people to pay to rent a car for me and we all own it, and we only put 20,000 in or whatever, then we got an $80,000 car. Now your brain just kind of like found a solution, you know what I mean, to an equation that you basically shut down before. Oh, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
You'll never get that car.
That's right.
It's like a Rubik's cube, how everything comes into place and everything matches up. You sending out the particular brainwave, the universe will Rubik's cube itself to where everything matches up in alignment with whatever it is you say. Folks, I'm trying to told you. This is a matrix. I promise you. And it's so simple. I mean, the other day at the grocery store, I could not find the San Pellegrino drinks that I normally get. I went up 4 or 5 aisles. I seen a brother who had them in his basket. I said, "Hey, where you get those from, bro?" He said, "Hey, they're over there." I went back and I looked and I looked and I looked. I couldn't find. But let me tell you something. It's so simple. When you start talking about that, I was about to leave the store because I couldn't find the San Pellegrinos. You know what I mean? But
you saw it in the brother's cart.
I saw in that brother's basket. You know what I mean? I was about to leave. I was about to walk out the store. But in my mind, I was like, I want that San Pellegrino. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's a simple, small, thing. But I'm telling you, it works in every aspect of small to large. It works. You got
and do this with your kids too. Do this with your kids. Do this with your friends. Empower people. Call your friends kings. Call kings and queens. Tell your kids that you're proud of them, that they're brilliant, that they're geniuses. That they're going to change the world. You can push your powerful affirmations onto people. Once you get good at this, you can uplift other people. And that's a skill set that I think we all try and get to the point where we can uplift another person. But you have to understand the power of affirmation yourself, and you have to apply it to yourself. Once you do that and you understand its power, you want to give it to other people. I call my business partners kings and queens. Nobody works for me. You working for yourself. You got your own empire.
That's right.
We're just on the same path. That's all it is.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So, gentlemen, I gotta go. If I keep talking, I'm gonna stay on with for a little bit longer, and I know they're waiting for me and thinking, where is this guy on this meeting? But you guys keep doing incredible stuff. Keep leading the people in the right direction, giving them the right things to study, to learn, just empowering so many people. I love it. Every time you guys get my Saturday morning, it's 10:40. I'm about to go crush this other meeting that I got. You know what I mean?
It's a cup of coffee right here.
So right, guys, I'm gonna also activate it's Shauna, right? I'm gonna activate her account shortly. Give me about 10 minutes, and then Joe, whenever you're ready and you're done with everything, reach back out to me so we can get everything organized and make sure everybody's good to go in that area.
Absolutely.
Fellas, blessings. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I just thank you for everything that you're doing for everybody out there. And I'll see you guys later.
Peace,
love you, bro. Appreciate you. Peace. Hey, man, John, we be having some dope shows. Like we do, and it evolves on its own. Do you feel that way?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it just evolved, and just to kind of reiterate something, the other day I was taking my son and his cousin, they both go to the same high school, and I picked him up from, one soccer practice at his high school, and then was taking him to he's in another type of extra kind of soccer practice, right? So took him, picked him up at 5 o'clock. He's got to be at the other one 5:30. We go out there, boom, he's doing his thing. His cousin, I'm sitting there talking to her, and they're all the same age, 14, 15 years old. And I started to notice some things, because the whole time she would ask me different questions, like, do you think I'm going to get taller? Do I look athletic to you? She was asking me all these questions. And so I started to think, man, she seems to be very self-conscious. Right. And she's asking me all these type of questions and whatnot. And I'm being positive and motivating and such like that. But I sat and I talked to her and I said, listen, why do you worry so much about these things? You seem to worry. well, everybody's taller than me. They tower over me and this and that. And so it makes me feel, self-conscious about myself and this and that. And so I started to engage in this conversation about affirmations and just helping her understand there's so much more out here to pay attention to. And if you are just sitting there worrying about this, you're going to miss all this other stuff. So I said, look, turn around. Look at the skyline right there. See how it hits those trees? That's freaking beautiful. Look at the way the clouds are moving. That's beautiful. And I started showing her some affirmation things of that nature. And so, one of the things we ended up with was even as simple as how a lot of people have RBF, resting bitch face, right? Because they look angry all the time. You see them walking down the street. They might not be angry, but they look angry, right? And so we were talking about that. And I said, listen, smile. You got so much out here to smile about, and I feel like all of this plays a part when you start talking programming, you start talking about this matrix and everything, especially when it comes to our culture of people. We joke. Our culture of people jokes about the fact that white people just seem happy. They're always whistling and just they just seem so happy. I joked about it one time years ago. I was riding the bus and this white lady was asleep on the bus. We going out east to the business section. She sleep on the bus. She was smiling in her sleep. I was like, God, dog, life must be great, But here's the thing. You control that. You control your own universe. Now, definition of universe. I love this one. A particular sphere of activity, interest, or experience. So relate that to you controlling your own universe. You control your own particular sphere of activity, interest, or experience. You control that. So think about that as you go about your day, whether you're talking about starting a business and being successful. You control your own particular sphere of activity, interest, or experience. And it starts with what you listen to, what you watch, who's around you, the energy, the amount of energy that you're exerting into senseless things or into productive things. You control your own universe. And that's what I love about our show is we try our best to bring this type of knowledge, information, and energy to the table.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You was talking about you said with your niece?
It was my kid's cousin.
Your kid's cousin. In that subject right there, it identifies the influence of television today.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because this is where this comes from. We are so caught up into celebrities. We got these people, godlike figures. We follow them. This is why they use celebrities to sell products and stuff. We're so caught up into the television, but we don't understand the effects that it's having on a young, impressionable mind. You don't know. If people don't understand this, when you're riding down the street, listening to music, banging with your child in the back seat, listen to that crowd, watching TV, looking at the stuff on YouTubes and these programs, they got these bigger than life figures, right? And so a child's mind is impressionable. And so guess what? Ask your child who's their hero. Just simple as I'm gonna tell you something that may embarrass you. I tell everyone. Ask your child who's their hero and see if it's one of the parents. See if it's not somebody on TV, maybe with a cape or some old shit. But just the same as the Santa Claus theory, what these things do is get that child trained to look at something outside themselves. Before religion hits, you got Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, you got these illusionary figures that's not real, preparing their minds for a future to believe in things that are not real. Imagine now telling your child Santa Claus bought you them toys. No, goddamn it, I bought you them fucking toys. What the fuck you gonna blame? You're gonna give it to some old white man with a beard and a red suit on, right? So you never tell your child you did those things for that child, right? So you got to understand that if you ask a child who's your hero and it ain't you, you need to question yourself. If you're not the hero to your child, should be looking up to you as the hero. You as the one that's bringing in this bread and feeding. You should be having conversations at the dinner table about business and concepts at the table. But if you don't know yourself, then how can you? See, that's the problem. The influence is heavy. Look at around Christmas time, the holiday. I raised my daughter to not believe in that crap. We didn't never do a tree. I don't even participate. That's not happening over here. But I knew that my daughter's other side of the family practiced it, right? So I from the very beginning, there's no such thing as Santa Claus. No, your grandmama just buying you some stuff, but there's something oppressed. But I'm being real, straight up. I'm not doing no fantasy line or none of that, because you know why? I know how hard that influence is. Being around other kids that was raised that way, other kids teasing you because you didn't get nothing for Christmas. Those kind of things come from other households. And what we're doing is we're teaching them a false narrative, right? And that's one of the number one problems. When you ask a child, who's your hero? Just ask them. And if it ain't you, you need to question and look in the mirror. Why ain't you the hero of your child? Maybe you need to do more. I had a brother. And let me close by saying this. I had a brother, a friend of mine. He's got a son. And he said to me, he said, you know, I wouldn't be upset if my son was gay. I said, whoa, you wouldn't be upset. You would accept it? I said, well, let me explain something to you. And here's what I told him. I said, your son is looking for a hero. And whoever his hero is, that's who he's going to be like, because that's his model. So guess what? If you ain't gay, then how can he be gay? So then if he's looking at you, and if you are his hero, then he's going to mimic you. He's not going to mimic some of the other shit out in the street. This is just a fact. No one else's influence will come in on that child but you. Listen, the Koreans say this to their children. They don't believe in this shit. Oh, you can be whatever you want to be. No, goddamn it, you're going to be what I tell you to be. They look at the child and watch how they behave and say, you know what? You're going to be a doctor. Oh, you're going to be an engineer. And they put that money forth, that child working that act. Right? They don't allow society to tell your child what they can be. No, you influence that. But if you don't know it yourself, how can you influence that in your child? Right? So it's extremely important. That's why I talk about that book, about the development of children, the psychological development of children, and what you need to know to train that child to be fucking great. You can train a child to be absolutely great at anything if you know how to do it. So yeah, if a child tells you that and they're not you're not the hero, then you need to look at yourself and ask, why ain't I the hero to my son? Why ain't I the hero to my daughter? Why ain't they looking up to me? Fuck, I'm the one paying the bills and keeping them fed and buying clothes on their back, not this motherfucker that's a celebrity or some old shit or some Santa Claus. It's me, baby. Right? So how do I get honored in doing that? Because your child's not being taught, because you are allowing the influences from all over here to infect your child's mindset. And that's why we grow up with this whole po-ass mindset. This is why your child grow up not thinking about business. We don't have these discussions at the dinner table about simple shit, investment. My daughter had a bank when she was little, right? An actual little piggy bank that we would put money in. My daughter worked with me when I training her, right? Now she's got her own business. Now she's 28 years old. She's got her own fucking business. Because and a lot of stuff I didn't know. It was just me being me, but it was already it was training her. When I was in my daughter in martial arts and just doing things with her, she was learning. They're learning. They're watching you. They're paying attention. They're seeing things you don't see. So it ain't what you tell the child. It's how you behave in front of the child.
What you show the child.
Yeah, what you showing them. That's what they're interested. That's what they. Right. So you got to pay attention to that. And like I said, again, I'm going to close it with this one. You ask your child who's their hero and that you, that's a strike against you, partner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, when you think about that, I mean, when you guys were talking earlier, one of the things that popped in my head when we started talking about, you know, the subconscious mind and everything, you know, y'all think that the kids are sitting back there with their headphones on, listening to whatever, you know, little Disney show or whatever, which is another issue in and of itself.
Yeah.
But y'all up front blasting, garbage music, and you think, oh no, they're busy, so they're not paying attention to it. Nah, yes, they are.
They subconscious mind is
their
eating that shit up.
Absolutely. Their subconscious mind is eating all that up, soaking it up like a sponge, and at the right or wrong time, that little bit of, bitch, fuck, pussy, this, that, and the other is gonna come out.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you have to beware. You have to be conscious. You have to get out of your 95% programming daily, and you have to be conscious to focus on what you're doing so that you understand what you're doing to the people around you and what you're doing to yourself. As you do things like play music, garbage music, and your kid is in the other room and you think they not listening, but they can hear it, and they may not be paying attention consciously to that, but subconsciously they are. And again, the cycle continues, and now you know why they can sit back and calculate from elementary schools how many prisons they need. You know what I mean? They calculate at that time how many prisons they're going to need.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy when you think about it?
Hell, ain't it?
That's like some of the craziest shit ever to sit back and think about that. They calculate. How do they know?
How do they know that shit? Programs is a motherfucker.
Because they understand something and have been understanding something that you yourself don't. You hear about it, right? Because you passed by this show and you heard about it, but then you went on about your daily do. You didn't make any changes. I know a lot of people that talk some good talks, but they don't make any changes. They don't. They don't make any. They don't even make steps towards making a change. They just keep talking about, oh, I want to be this. I want to be more feminine. I want to be more this. I want to be more masculine. I want to be more this. But you're not making no changes towards that. It's you making those changes that's going to actually make a difference in your life, and you got to take those steps towards it. We got to get out of this lazy mindset. I mean, I do believe that I don't knock weed, but for some of y'all, weed is y'all's end all. Like, you're never gonna progress to the next level because you can't take this vice and put it in its place. In its place, if you're going to indulge in that, is just that. Listen to that word, indulge. It should be a small thing of your life. I know people that come home after a hard day's work, they want to relax, so they eat an edible or what have you, so they relax. But guess what? These are hardworking, grinding people that go out and they get it. They afforded a little bit of relaxation. Some of us ain't afforded that relaxation. Some of us haven't put enough in the bank to be able to afford that time to relax. So you got to wake up, get out and get it. And I do think that weed is some shit that white people done put out there. The powers that be, your oppressors done put out there to help keep motherfuckers docile.
Yeah, that victim mindset is a key. That's a huge one. We still victims, and we hover around being a victim. Yeah, and that's the sad part. Yeah, we stay.
Hey, bro. Yeah, they be fucking us up, man.
Yeah,
they man, we can't get nowhere, man. We just, the man got his foot on our neck. If you still saying some shit like that, the man got his foot on our backs, on our necks, you just a dumb motherfucker. I'm be honest with you. You just a dumb motherfucker, because this is a world. You know what? Let's do this real quick. I'm gonna type this in real quick. How many millionaires were created in 2021? Yeah. So let's just see. I'm 14.6. The roaring stock market and crypto gains created more than a million new millionaires in the U.S. last year. According to a new report, the number of Americans with 1 million or more in investable assets surged to a record 14.6 million in 2020, according to a report. So the number of Americans with $1 million or more in investable assets surged to a record 14.6 million in 2021, according to a report. This is CNBC.com.
And we were still in the pandemic season. We
So,
gotta figure some shit out. We as a people, we gotta start figuring some shit out. They've been trying to make some changes, because here's the thing: ain't nobody feeling sorry for you. It's just that simple. People are making shit happen, and we gotta really change our mindset.
Fidelity Investments established that 88% of the millionaires in the world are self-made. Only 12% of them inherited at least 10% of their wealth. The rest work hard and long to build their fortune. We had some brothers on the show, and my man's talked about creating wealth. He sacrificed. If y'all are not hearing this reoccurring thing, there's something that you should hear throughout this show, and it's sacrifice. Every time we get into any interview or conversation with anyone, the people that have come on this show, millionaires or what have you, about their wealth building, their business building, you always hear the word sacrifice. You do, because you're gonna have to sacrifice time. You're gonna have to sacrifice money, right? So with that being said, you can't, if you want to create wealth, right, you've got to sacrifice some time now so that later you won't have to sacrifice as much. That's the whole theme right there. And when you give up, you never know how many minutes, how many days, or how many weeks away from getting exactly what you were going after. If you give up, you don't know how long away you were. You could have just been one day away from it. But with that in mind, man, it has been a fantastic show.
Awesome, brother.
Absolutely, man. Is there anywhere where if anybody wanted to reach out to you, how could they do that?
Yeah, they can reach me at sayababa.com, SYABABA, or a BB2me, ABIBI trading.com. The business number is 502-544-3992. If you didn't hear that, you can go to the website and get it from there if you forgot it already. Those are the ways to reach me, is through those 3 areas. So those 2 areas, yeah. Oh, and Facebook, of course, Esoteric Concept. It's not John Ya. It's Esoteric Concept is my Facebook page. And so that's
Concepts with a Z, right?
With a Z, yeah. Absolutely.
Esoteric Concepts, and that's I believe the same on Instagram as well, correct?
YouTube.
Yeah,
Esoteric Concept with John Ya is YouTube.
Got you. Awesome stuff. So again, folks, you can reach me at justaskjoe.net. And still always working on that site there. But again, justaskjoe.net, and you can even schedule an appointment with me from that site. I think on the financial tab, because I am a licensed life insurance agent and have been for some years, and definitely out here helping people as much as I can. Because it's amazing, 50% of Americans, roughly 50% of Americans have life insurance, and out of that 50%, about half of them are underinsured. We don't have enough.
And you know what? We should have a show about insurance and how to create generational wealth with insurance. That's one thing we're lacking as a people, is being able to sacrifice, there's that word again, and put some money away in an insurance policy, because your ass is going to die. You're going to die one day. And listen, white people do this all the time. They be middle class. They got $1 million policies on their children, right? I mean, come on now. We got to.
I know. Recently, middle class Black family who and let me say, this is when you learn better, you do better, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So a member of the family passed. She had a $200,000 life insurance policy. She passed. She had 2 kids, and I believe she had 2 cars. The cars got passed down to the kids, nice cars, and the family around them made sure that the kids now have no debt, and money is situated, not in banks, but money is situated in investments so that those kids don't have to worry anymore from that $200,000 policy. You see what I'm saying? So, and you know, that person died young in their late 40s, right? And it left this for the kids. So money doesn't bring a person back, but it does make things easier. GoFundMe's for funerals are fucking embarrassing. And y'all need to stop. Okay, we need to stop. All right. So that club money and all of that stuff, bro, that's that $20 a month, $30 a month when you in your 20s and 30s,
$100 a week on weed.
Man, you know, and exactly $100 a week on weed, $50 a week on weed, bro. $20-$30 a month for a policy when you're in your 20s and 30s that could cover your kids and your family and pass down money to the next generation, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you're sitting there and you don't have that, but you can spend $50 a week on weed. Man, stop.
Got that right.
Stop. So either way, you're right, man. We're gonna have to do a show on that. It's been fantastic, folks. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's all gravy. We're going to see y'all next week. We'll close out with some commercials and all that good stuff and play a little music. But we will see y'all next week right here
on The Tipping Point.
On The Tipping Point Morning Show.
Peace, bro.
Peace, bro.
Hey folks, check out healthdaddywow.net. 100% plant-based herbs and supplements. Whether you're in person or online, use the word tipping for 10% off. Remember, feel better, look great, healthdaddywow.net. Remember, healthdaddywow.net.
Habibi Trading Company, home of soap, sticks, and Saya Baba products. Over 400 locations at a store near you. Cincinnati, Ohio, Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, Southern Indiana, or find yours online at sayababa.com. Again, that's sayababa.com. Habibi Trading Company, where you can find fragrances to incite your senses.
You are listening to The Tipping Point Show with your host, Mr. Just Ask Joe, John Yeah. Right here on WLOU. Stream it live on Facebook and WLOUonline.com. And now, The Tipping Point Show.
I love being rich. I see myself being rich. I enjoy making money. I see money making opportunities. everywhere I look. Money's attracted to me. I have more money than I could ever dream of. I am always thinking of new ways to make more money. I feel rich. I am a money magnet. Money is good. I love money, and money loves me. My income grows higher and higher every day. My bank balance increases every day. I have a millionaire mindset. Every day, I attract more money. I am focused on becoming rich. Attracting money is easy. I love having money. The more value I add to others, the more money I make. Ideas come to me of how to make even more money. I am the type of person that makes a lot of money. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Everything I do makes me more money. I do what others want so I can live like others can. I think like a millionaire. I act like a millionaire. I feel like a millionaire. I am committed to having lots of money. I was born to be rich. I am rich. I am wealthy. I love being rich. I see myself being rich. I enjoy making money. I see money-making opportunities everywhere I look. Money is attracted to me. I have more money than I could ever dream of. I am always